So our group is with Pentair, and I'm Janet Allen. I'm the regional manager. I met Ed and Ken about a year ago, slightly over a year ago, and was fortunate to work with them. Basically, what I'm going to do in this presentation, just go through who Pentair is, and then Beth's going to take over along with Dave and get into what Driflex is all about. Driflex technology is more of a dehydration conditioning for lube oil or other oils. So, Pentair is headquarters in Minnesota. Yep. We have 33 U.S. manufacturing sites, 31 internationally, and 65 distribution. We have been known in the market through water filtration side of it. And recently, about 2.5 to 3 years ago, we dug into more filtration sides with the lubrication, chemical filtration, and so forth and so on, by purchasing companies that would support our vision to move forward into the industrial market. We have approximately 15,000 employees. That goes up and down. And the 2008 figures were 3.4. I think we dropped to a 3.2 billion. And then we like to tell our customers why you need to choose from Pentair. And basically, it's because we're a dependable filtration solution. We really are proud about doing custom solutions for the end user, for the customer. They'll bring an issue with us, a problem that they're looking to solve. And with our R&D, we can actually do a custom solution and develop a product for them. This is an overview of some of the other products. We're going to key on Driflex, but this will show you an overview that what we've tried to do is to be able to offer filtration solutions throughout the liquid filtration side. So that, again, is water filtration, chemical filtration, lubrication filtration, and compressed air and gases. And this basically repeats what the other slide said. Again, we focus on understanding what your needs are and developing a solution that will be the lowest overall operating and capital costs for the end user. And now, Beth. Beth is our application engineer. She came on board about 6 months ago, but she's been in the filtration business for over 15 years. You can add anything else.
Filtration is a very specialized industry, and there are, or there have been over the past decade and a half, a great deal of consolidation among the players. And then there's been specialties that have evolved under those players because the market is so large. So I liken it to the medical industry in that the product portfolio has to match the applications that are, so very specific that there may be general applications where there are multiple suppliers, whereas when you get into the specialized market focus, there are fewer suppliers, and they're really working to differentiate themselves and really define what their unique capabilities are. So as Janet gave the overview, we have a very large portfolio of disposable filter products, and we're in many, many fluids, including all kinds of water systems. And in that, we do incoming water as well as wastewater projects. So that's a pretty expansive portfolio in and of itself. And then in our industrial group, we're also specialized on systems projects, which tend to be custom and disposable projects, which are more straightforward, and that's the more competing arena. But to get to the Driflex system, this is unique to us. It's a very unusual system in that there really is no other technology in the market, which is, thank you. I just wanted to,
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay.
This is the system itself. To give you an overview of its footprint, we'll go through the different components as we go through the presentation. But basically, it's a relatively small footprint.
It comes in a variety of flow rates, and it is designed to dehydrate the oil to parts per million levels that aren't achievable with any other technology. So it combines particulate filtration with the dehydration membrane filtration. And it can be used in any lube, hydraulic, or cutting oil. And the applications are in many industries: power generation, steel manufacturing, a lot of cutting applications, pulp and paper, mining, and marine operations. So it is removing not just free water, which is what most of the competitive technologies do, but it's removing emulsified and dissolved water. So it's the finest level of removal available. So the whole reason that this unit was developed, Dave can give you lots of detail on the actual history, but Pentair's group called Porous Media actually used to build and service vacuum dehydrators, which are the competing technology you may or may not be familiar with. And basically they got out of that industry because they saw that the market needed a greater level of efficiency in the removal and the dehydration down to finer and finer dryness levels, but also that the maintenance factor and the number of service people and the hazards on their schedules were constantly interfering with the business. So that's one of the main impetus behind this creation of this technology platform. It's really designed to extend equipment life and allow you to recycle oil, as well as take the oil to the highest quality that you could keep a maintenance of it at. So in many cases, we actually find that people are getting their oil quality to higher levels than the new oil that is actually being introduced for, cases of makeup or even change out. So this will even take it to higher levels than the manufacturer themselves may supply. So there are many, many studies that have been published over the years about dehydration of oil and the benefits of keeping it as moisture-free as possible. And this is an expert from one of those published articles. This is not our creation. But basically, depending on how moist the oil may be, what its part per million load of contamination is, then reducing that level and drawing that oil to finer and finer levels have these direct effects. And the example that I highlighted here is that if you had water concentration as minute as 250 parts per million, and you dried that down to a 40 part per million life, you would actually triple your life of your bearings. So this is a study directly on bearing life, but the example is replicated in many industries. So the benefit of keeping the oil dry on your operation varies obviously with the operation, but this is just one example where it's very clear cut that the benefit of dryness has very tangible results. And as we go through the presentation at the end, we'll share with you a study that's getting ready to be published about another application that has just been completed. So there are many, many ways to gauge the benefit of dry oil on your operation. So this is an example of used unfiltered oil and filtered oil. So the types of contaminants that we're removing with this system are twofold. You're removing the particulates, the operation, how much the oil is pumped around, what's actually happening in the machinery, and how that particulate gets into the oil varies with the specific operation. Sometimes the particulate is built in to the oil, the makeup oil. Some of it is actually ingressing during the use of the machinery. Some of it is generated